Hi guys, Astrocass here, back with some of the June astrology transits. This one is for my Sagittarius risings out there. But before we jump into it, I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown just in case some of you guys are new and haven't met me. I'm Cassie, Astrocass. I enjoy things like astrology, psychology, parenting, health, fitness, all of those really amazing topics. So if those are things that you're interested in, definitely subscribe so you don't miss any of my content. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like so I know what videos to keep bringing out. But with that all being said, let's jump into it for the Sagittarius risings. So first of all, let's talk about the sun. So the sun's our ego, our vitality, it's our confidence, it's where we're shining and how people are noticing that we're shining. So the sun starts off in your Gemini 7th house. So this is just suggesting that for this transit where the sun's going through your 7th house, you will be really shining in the areas of your close one-to-one relationships, romantic relationships, and if you are married, the 7th house is your marriage partner and stuff as well. So basically you're just shining in the area of your relationships in general, but typically these transits do usually reflect those close romantic marriage partners, but it can be a business partnership, close friendships, it can be colleagues and close one-on-one clients and stuff like that as well. So on the 21st, the sun then moves into your Cancer 8th house. So this is when you're going to be shining in the area of those 8th house topics. So the 8th house is a very taboo house, but it's things like sex, death, rebirth, transformation. It's a house of the hidden, secrets, lies, finding truth. It's a house of occult practices and magic. It's the house of other people's money. So think about business money, business partners' money, your partner's money, romantic partner. Or if you're married, it can be your husband or wife's money as well. So think inheritances, debts, taxes, those sorts of things. They all fall into that 8th house. As well as like deep bonding and intimacy, that's that transformation and deep bonding and stuff like that within relationships. Because remember, the 8th house is a very taboo house and it comes after the 7th house of that marriage and close one-on-one relationships. So it's the house that you don't share with everyone. It's a very kind of private house. So yeah, people will just be either noticing how well you're doing with some of those things, or maybe for some people it does depend on your natal chart and obviously the aspects these transits are making to your natal planets, which you'll see through your natal chart. And if you need a hand with that, I'll put my information below because I do readings and support with that stuff. But sometimes you might get a bit of a confidence boost due to the deep bonding in a relationship. So maybe that relationship's gone to the next step and you're feeling really excited and confident and happy about that. For other people with this transit, it could be something to do with money. So maybe you get a little bit of inheritance, or maybe you've paid off your debt and you know you're kind of confident now because things seem like they're on track. For some people, you know, it could be transforming and releasing some of that trauma and baggage, and now you feel confident and revitalized and, you know, kind of happy and free. You know, so these transits can be quite different for a lot of people. The 8th house has a lot of information all kind of in it, as do all the houses. So definitely have a look at how that plays out for you based on your own natal chart. Then let's have a chat about Mercury. So Mercury is the planet of communication, it's news, learning, it's our thoughts. So that starts off in retrograde in your 6th house. So the 6th house is all about the everyday work that we do. So when you're at work, it's the duties and tasks that you do. It's your routine, so the routine at work or just your daily routine in life. It can also be things like housework, that kind of routine. It's also the house of health, fitness, and you know, like doctors and medicine. It's also our colleagues as well, so work colleagues, they are all represented in the 6th house, as well as our pets as well. That can be a 6th house topic for us as well. But generally when there's transits going through that 6th house, it's usually to do with the work duties that you do every day, or your health and fitness. So yeah, when it's in retrograde, Mercury is asking us to kind of think, reflect back on those topics and see if there's anything that's not working, not going so well, or anything that we've started in the past that we haven't quite finished off. So retrograde's a great time to pick up things from the past that we haven't finished, and make a plan to finish them or start to finish them. It's not a great time to start anything new. So yeah, think about revisiting some topics around your work and your routine and your health and fitness. Some of those things might need, you know, a bit of a shake up or a bit of a change for you. Obviously after the retrograde ends, that's when you start those new moves, new topics, new projects, those sorts of things. Speaking of, Mercury stations direct around the 3rd of June. That's when it'll start to move forward and things become a bit easier for you. And that's the great time to start picking up those new activities and new things. On the 14th of June, Mercury will then move back into that Gemini 7th house. So again, this is just when you're going to be thinking, communicating a lot more within your close one-on-one relationships. There could be some contracts that need to be signed, contracts that are getting signed. There can be some big news in regards to your close one-on-one relationships, partnerships. So, you know, partnership deals and stuff like that can also come up with these transits. If, you know, some people are looking to get married, that transit could represent, you know, like marriage, an engagement, like signing a marriage contract, those sorts of things. It really depends on your natal chart though. Otherwise, there might just be some big news coming up around your close one-on-one relationships, or maybe just your romantic partner. Like maybe they've got some really big news to tell you with that transit. Then we've got Venus, the planet of love, romance, and money. So that starts off in your Taurus 6th house. So this just means Venus is all about our pleasures, our love, our romance. So when Venus is transiting our 6th house, we're really enjoying our routine, co-workers, our health, fitness, all of those sorts of things. We might be spending more money or making money through this transit. So, you know, the day-to-day routine that we've got, all the activities and stuff, the duties that we're doing at work might bring in a bit of extra money for us. Sometimes it can be as well about looking into Venus a bit more in regards to food and like sweets and those sorts of things, because Venus can rule over food, especially sweets and treats. So sometimes, depending on your own natal chart, this transit through that 6th house of health and fitness might mean that we're overindulging, or that there's some problems there that we would benefit from seeing a doctor with. But on a more positive side, that's, you know, obviously very, you know, kind of rare and will be individual, and as I said, depends on your own natal chart. But on a more positive light, Venus going through that 6th house just means you're enjoying co-workers, your routine, health and fitness. Maybe you've got a brand new health and fitness program that you're doing that's really working well for you and you're really enjoying it, whether you're losing weight or toning up or building muscle. There might be just something that's making you look more attractive and feel a bit better. You know, all of those lifestyle changes can come up with that transit. Then on the 23rd of June, Venus will move into your Gemini 7th house. So again, that's when Venus is going to bring that love, pleasure, romance, and possibly money into those 7th house close one-on-one relationships. So again, for people that are, you know, more so focusing on their friendships, they might be really loving close friendships that where you're spending or making a lot of money, or maybe you're just enjoying your time with them. If you do have a marriage partner or a romantic partner, maybe there's just a little bit more love, romance, and dates happening with this transit. Maybe you're spending more money on your partner, or maybe you know, you're making money through your partnerships. So business partnerships, friendships, networking, you could be making money or spending money through those avenues depending on your natal chart. We then have Mars, the planet of action, passion, war, aggression is what we're fighting for and fighting with. That starts off in your Aries 5th house, and it'll be there all the way through June, so that won't change until next month, which I'll talk about a bit later in the next videos. But Mars is just showing that we're putting a lot of our attention and focus into that 5th house. So the 5th house is our creativity, it's children, whether they're your children, other people's children, or just children in general. It's risk-taking, it's fun, it's games, it's anything that's a bit exciting, it's dating as well. So it can be sex as well, like dating and those first kind of hookups as well. That can all fall into that kind of 5th house, because it is the house of, you know, fun and pleasure and risk-taking. It's usually traditionally ruled by Leo and the Sun, so anything that brings us a bit of confidence and that's childlike and free and fun all falls into that 5th house for you. So with Mars being there, again, as I said, attention, passion. You might have passion in your new romance and dating. You might have passion in your creative projects and having fun and just finding that zest for life again. You might be, you know, having a lot of passion for your children or just the children around you that are in your life. And on the other side of things as well, Mars can be obviously conflict and challenges. So, you know, those things can pop up as well. So sometimes there can be challenges with children, challenges with your creative projects, or challenges with dating. Mars can be passion and think intimacy, that side of things as well. So, you know, on a more positive side with Mars going through there, that can bring a lot of spicy, intimate moments with people if that's what you choose to do. I'm not recommending it, I'm just saying on a positive light, depending on how your chart's aspected, it can be a very spicy time for some people that are out there dating. On a negative side, it can be, you know, if your, you know, chart's got lots of squares or tension happening, you know, sometimes it can mean rejection or dates not going out well or relationships not working out, you know, well, being ghosted, those sorts of things. So it really depends on your natal chart, but in general, that transit's just going to show we're focusing a lot of our attention into that 5th house for you. Then now let's talk about the new moon and full moon. So although this is 30th of May, and it does depend on your time zone, so I'm using Sydney Australian Eastern Standard Time because I'm from Australia. Definitely change or readjust for your time zone, but the new moon, there's technically for June, occurs on May 30th in your Gemini 7th house at 9:30 p.m. So this is just bringing new beginnings and changes over the next, you know, like 3-ish months. So new moons are a great start to something new happening in regards to that 7th house for you. So 7th house is our close one-on-one relationships. So, you know, friendships, partnerships, business partnerships, romantic partnerships and marriage. So they're all 7th house topics. So expect some new changes and beginnings around those topics for you. Then you've got your full moon June 14th in your Sagittarius 1st house at 9:51 p.m. So this is endings and cycles being completed over the next three to 6 months, roughly. So think 1st house is our physical body, our appearance, our style, it's our self-branding, it's our self-identity, and it's how people see us. So with a full moon in your 1st house, for some people it can mean, you know, growing up, becoming responsible, becoming a little bit wiser. For some people it might mean, you know, that you've got some endings around, you know, finally finding out what you believe in and who you are as a person, so that your self-identity is more fulfilled, so you know who you are, you know your purpose. And I'm saying all this because Sagittarius is your ascendant, your rising sign, that rules your 1st house. And, you know, Sagittarius is the adventurer. They're the mentors, they're the gurus, they're the philosophers. You know, they love traveling and stuff like that. They can seem very foreign and adventurous and free to people. So they're ruled by Jupiter, typically. Jupiter is the ruler of that 1st house for you. So, you know, you could be improving that self-identity through your beliefs and through finding purpose, or through education, or through travel. Otherwise, your appearance might just be more joyful and happy and fun and free. All those things can be happening with that full moon there. But again, the full moon's all about endings and cycles being completed in regards to those topics. So if you check out when the last new moon was in Sagittarius, that would have kickstarted these things off. The full moon's bringing them all to a completion. I think that full moon is going to bring some big, you know, quite fulfilled endings for people. But check out when the last new moon was, which I think was about December-ish, about 6 months ago. So check that all out. Again, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, definitely give me a like, leave some comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.